So congratulations, Domhnall, on Peter Rabbit. I have to admit, I went into this movie thinking it would just be for kids, but I went to a screening that was full of adults, and all of us, we couldn't stop laughing during it.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
Yes.
That's surprising and fantastic. Weird. When I saw it was a lot of adults and they were laughing also, but it was like, really you want to be with kids. I mean, I think that's the big aim.
Yeah, but it's good that it's universally enjoyable as well.
It's lovely, yeah. I think they were smart about having the kind of love story with Bea in there as a sort of distraction from all the stuff with just the rabbits. But also they're very, he's a clever man, Will Gluck, the guy who kind of directed it and then did a lot of work on the script as well. Like he made Easy A and some very funny stuff before, so it was cool.
I was just thinking about the movie at this kind of stage of your career, because looking back over it, you've done such an eclectic mix of stuff. You've done the big blockbusters like Star Wars, the more indie films, the rom-coms like About Time, and then some really weird things like Mother. But what was it about Peter Rabbit that made you think, yeah, working opposite a CGI rabbit, that's my next career move?
The aim was not to work with a CGI rabbit at all. I really was not looking forward to that, and it ended up kind of being as torturous as I thought it would be. The aim was to work with Rose Byrne, really, and that was absolutely a thrill because she's so funny, such an unusual sense of humor that everybody finds funny. It's like her sense of humor is so distinct that it works for everybody. So that was kind of the joy of it. And then getting to do the physical comedy, not with the CGI rabbit, but when they're kind of blasting me all over the place, that was kind of part of the crack. So I enjoyed that.
Yeah, because that's what I was actually going to ask you about, because your character goes through a lot in this movie.
He's
falling over, he's getting electrocuted, he's getting into a fight with the rabbit, he's trashing Harrods. What was the physical toll of the movie like?
Yeah, it was like, I don't want to be one of those actors who's like, it was terrible, poor me, it was awful, I was in Sydney. It wasn't all bad. It was really good fun a lot of the time. But yeah, what happened was I sprained my ankle on the first day of the shoot, which was a bad mistake. And then that just kind of spread all over my body because we were trying to take it. So I got all these problems with my stomach because I was taking so many anti-inflammatories. And then I did my back, I sprained my back. And then I did all my ribs. And so I was just, by the end, I've found myself walking around stores like a very, very old person, which was interesting.
So a fairly big physical toll, I guess.
Yeah, it was just everything at the same time was kind of tough. And then when you just keep on getting smacked into walls, like those pains don't go away. So I was kind of sore for 3 months, but you're just thinking at the end of it, hopefully kids will be laughing, and adults getting hit in the face is funny to a kid, and to other adults. So hopefully it'll be worth it.
Was there any particular stunt or scene that kind of you look back on as kind of the most physically challenging?
Let me think. Getting blasted around on the roof was pretty intense, just because of the height as well. I don't deal great with height, and there was a lot of people pulling on a thing, firing you up in the air anytime you touched anything, which was supposed to be electrical. So, and you're just trusting on people that if you slip off the side that they don't let you hit the ground. So that was kind of scary, but I really enjoyed it. There's a nice sense of responsibility about that stuff, so I enjoyed it too.
We were talking there earlier about how this film is family friendly and its target audience is going to be children. And I think it is more so than kind of anything you've really done in the past.
Yeah.
Knowing that the audience was going to be that bit younger, did that in any way kind of affect or alter your performance?
That's interesting. I think that it's more that it's in the script. The script is already working for kids, The reason the script exists is for kids. So I think as long as you're doing the work for the script, which I thought was really funny, hopefully that means that it ends up doing it for kids as well. But there were moments where, there's a moment where the rabbit pulls my pants down while I'm kind of going to hit him with something, and that hadn't been in there, and we were all saying that'll make them laugh, you know what I mean, because secretly it makes me laugh. So I kind of know the sense of humor of a child because I basically have the same one.
Yeah. As well in this movie, you got to do a bit of voice acting. You voiced the frog, and I love his name here, Mr. Jeremy Fisher.
Jeremy Fisher, that's him there. Yeah. I got to do the voice of him very briefly.
What was that like?
It was mad. They tried me as the voice of the deer in the headlights, and that didn't work. And then we tried a few different voices for Jeremy Fisher, and in the end, I basically kind of just did my own voice. And then nobody knows that it's me, so that's kind of cool. It just goes to show the power of the animation. It's kind of cool.
I didn't realise it myself until I watched it.
I know.
I was reading about it afterwards.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. Yeah. It's kind of cool. I was really happy they let me do that because I always wanted to be an animated character, and I think Will did it as a favour. I don't think they needed me.
But I think it was like a thing because all of the like live action actors also voiced characters, so I thought that was kind of interesting.
I know, it was nice. Yeah. Rose did like Jemima Puddle Duck as well, I think. So like, everyone got a shot, so that was lovely.
Since it's Oscar season, I was hoping to ask you briefly about Margot Robbie and Saoirse Ronan. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to pick favourite.
Pick my favourite now.
Yeah,
no.
and by the time this goes out, actually, maybe we'll already know. But anyway, I was just hoping to ask you, since you have, had the experience of working with both of them and Margot Robbie a couple of times now, I think, what's your favourite thing about each actress? And do you have any maybe fond memories of working with them that stand out?
I've got so many that it's kind of... You see, you get to work with certain people and you just think, all I want to do is work with this person again. I've been lucky enough to have had that experience with some people. I've got to work with Margot again, and it made me just want to work with her more. I got to work with Alicia Vikander again, and it made me just want to work with her more. And similarly with Saoirse. Saoirse just has that thing. She's one of the great actors working, and so is Margot. And like, they're so young, it's terribly annoying. They're so young and they're so good, and then they're also like stupidly nice, like stupidly normal and easy to talk to and great fun and everything. So like, I'll spend the rest of my life hoping I get to work with those two actors because I think that they're just the best of the best.
So just a couple of more questions. Last year was so busy for you. You had something like 6 movie and TV credits between Catastrophe, The Last Jedi, Goodbye Christopher Robin, American Made, Mother and Crash Pad.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy being that busy? Do you intend to keep being that busy?
I wasn't that busy when I was shooting them, do you know what I mean? Like, because and then they all come out at the same time. So nothing had come out since 2015, and then all of a sudden, in the space of 5 months, there was like 7 jobs. So no, I don't like being that busy on the publicity trail because you end up just talking about yourself ad nauseum, which is not fun for anybody. But I enjoy getting to work with good people, and I got to work with good people in all those films. So that was, that makes it worth all the rubbish you talk afterwards to try and sound intelligent, and it never works.
Brilliant. And then my very last question for you, this is always one we just like to ask for fun. What are your own 3 favourite movies, say any that have inspired you over the years?
3 favourite movies? I mean, that's going to be impossible, but I'll pick the 3 that are top of my head. I'll pick Double Indemnity, amazing film noir from, I think, is it the 50s or the 50s, I guess. I'll go Home Alone. I do adore Home Alone.
Yeah.
And
this is very Home Alone-esque, actually.
Yeah, I know. And then maybe like Dumb and Dumber. I think Dumb and Dumber is like a masterpiece.
I think there's a good balance there.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much,
Thank
Domhnall.
you very much. Nice to meet you.